In the year 2000, after seeing large amounts of design fabric samples thrown into landfills, Pennsylvania native Linda Eyre founded the national nonprofit organization Quilts for Kids, Incorporated. Eyre and volunteers from around the country transform fabric remnants into colorful patchwork quilts and later give the quilts to hospitals and shelters as a way of bringing comfort to children who are fighting a life battle with cancer, serious illness, or are in abusive or homeless situations. In March 2012, Hall County native Betty Wright opened the Northeast Georgia chapter in Gainesville and grew from 11 volunteers to over 180 in 2013. From their First Baptist Gainesville Family Life Center workroom, Northeast Georgia chapter leader Betty Wright and a few of the volunteers share the transformative power of turning discarded fabric into comfort for children.
Betty, how long does it typically take to make one of your quilts?
The volunteers are given 4 to 6 weeks from the time they sign out the kit to bring back the finished quilt. It can be done a lot sooner than that, just depending on how much time they want to put in it. I've done one in one day, but I don't expect everybody to do that.
And you personally cut out all the squares and the patterns, and you put the kits together before the sewers are able to make the quilts.
I was doing it all by myself, but I do have help now to help put these kits together. In fact, we're doing a cutting session now. There's 5 ladies here this morning that are actually finishing up the cutting. But yeah, at home I put the fabrics together, color coordinate them, and cut them to a portion that's easy to manage here at the workshop. I don't bring the whole bolt of fabric here, but they finish them up here and they're ready to go after that.
With the 2 locations that you have, how many would you guesstimate that you have as far as volunteers?
We have other places besides the 2 workshops. I go to a quilting shop in Beaufort. It's Georgia Sewing and Quilting. There's volunteers there that sign them out on their monthly meeting. They have a sampler club meeting. They come once a month and they hear about the new fabrics in the store and the new classes that are being given. And I give them an update on our project. And also Betty Sue's Quilting in Flowery Branch has kits to sign out from their shop and return to the shop. And the Duluth Guild, Spirited Quilters, I've been there and they've signed out kits before and are working on quite a few for me right now. I'm a member of the Hall County Quilt Guild. They're signed out at the 2 meetings a month there. And recently I've talked to a sewing group in Houston and also Cresswind here in Gainesville. In addition to that, I mail kits to people that are outside this area and can't attend any of these workshops. But we started with 11 2 years ago, and that was mostly my family and friends. We're up to 242 volunteers right now.
The Northeast Georgia chapter distributes quilts to Northeast Georgia Medical Center Pediatric Floor, Gateway Domestic Violence Shelter, and Family Promise of Hall County. Now a few of the volunteers share their thoughts.
Well, I think it's nice to know that they're going to children who are having a hard time at the moment, or sometimes the children are so young and it's the parents who are having the hardest time watching their children go through it. So hopefully it lifts their spirits a little bit, helps them get through it.
I think what I really like is being able to use what skill I have to make a quilt that will give comfort to another person.
If you'd like to assist the Northeast Georgia chapter of Quilts for Kids by volunteering your time, attending or conducting a workshop, or involving a youth group in sewing, email Betty Wright at info@negaquiltsforkids.org.